Welcome to A Leader's Journey, the podcast for leaders who deeply believe there is a better way to lead and desire to create their unique journey towards becoming a legacy leader. I'm your host, Shannon Hammond. Over the last 20 years as a corporate leader and leadership performance coach, I've learned that many leaders believe there is a predefined path they have to follow and struggle leaning into their unique gifts that will create lasting impact and fulfillment. They end up feeling stuck, unhappy, and unfulfilled in the day-to-day of their role, and are challenged with why, since they have experienced success in their career and in life. I'm here to help leaders think through their leadership journey, learn how to ask themselves better questions, and learn the formula to create their leadership journey by design. If you are ready to design your unique leadership journey, lead with confidence, and love the teams you lead, then you are in the right place. Let's do this. Hello, my friends and fellow leaders. I'm glad to have you back here with me this week on the podcast. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I'm so happy that you are here. I know that your time is valuable, and I'm grateful that you have chosen to spend some of it here with me today. One of the biggest fears leaders have is failure. And it's totally understandable because no one entering into any role, much less a leadership role, wants to fail. It's part of what we are told our entire lives. I grew up hearing things like, if you can't get it right, don't do it at all. If you want it done right, you need to do it yourself. People who fail are losers. And I'm sure you probably heard some of those things too. We've been conditioned to believe that failure is a bad thing and something we want to avoid at all costs, especially as leaders. We are told that failure is not success, nor is it successful. It gets exhausting trying to get it right, to avoid errors, striving for perfection. I'm tired even just thinking about it, much less actually living in that mindset and those thoughts. And at the end of the day, what does it get us? More stress, overwhelm, overthinking, pressure, and in most situations, even more failure, where we start to doubt our ability to figure anything out and if we are truly good enough. I want to encourage you to start thinking about, how is that thought process and that mindset serving you? How does that mindset actually help you as a leader and as a person? Well, the easy answer to that is it's not, and it doesn't. And it's definitely not the view that high-performing, high-achieving, high-road leaders take. Failure doesn't have to be the end. It can be if that's the choice that you make and the power over you that you choose to give failure. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. It's a necessary ingredient in your success and your success formula, and should be a key aspect of that success formula. Every challenge brings you closer to understanding your purpose as a leader. And a big part of those challenges is experiencing failure and finding the things that work and don't work. Failure should always spark curiosity, not shame. Failure isn't something to fear, it's something to learn from. Failure will only help you if you choose to shift your mindset around what it actually means and looks like, and if you leverage it in the right way. So today I want to share with you 4 strategies that you can start implementing today to face and embrace failure. So let's dive into those. Strategy number 1, be willing to learn. Everyone who is willing to put themselves out there and is willing to learn is going to come across things they don't know. That's, again, part of that journey of learning. It happens when you get promoted, when you change roles, when you change team members, and all of those things are going to happen to you as a leader. You're going to be faced with new people and situations. You're going to make the decisions that don't work out, and you have to be open to learning from them. Failing is an act of learning and growth. It's an event. It's not a person. And it's a necessary part of leadership. Failure is a feeling or an identity. And you get to choose how you feel and how you identify yourself. Do you want to see yourself as a failure? More than likely, the answer is no. So don't choose to see yourself that way. Choose to see yourself as learning and growing. You can ask yourself questions like, what lessons am I learning right now? Or what lessons am I learning in this particular situation? Or did I learn from that situation where things didn't go the way that I wanted? Those are some great reflection questions to ask yourself every single day. It will help you gain clarity and confidence around failure and how it's serving you and your leadership journey. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't is whether or not they learn from failure and try again. So you have to be willing to learn, and you have to be willing to continue to put yourself out there. So let's talk about strategy number 2, because it kind of ties into strategy number 1. While you're out there and you're open to learning, you do have to embrace trial and error. And I'll be honest that there have been points in my life when this one was a challenge for me. It didn't always feel that great, trying things over and over and things not working. And maybe I got this one little piece right, but then this little piece didn't work. And it just kind of felt like I was on this hamster wheel of doing the same things over and over again, even though I was doing different things. It just wasn't getting the outcome that I was looking for. And it can be super frustrating. Again, though, that is another choice that you have to wrap your mindset around. Success is built brick by brick, day by day. It's a series of successful days and activities all strung together. You've got to go out there, try, fail, adjust, and try again. Fear of failure is fear of trying. And fear of trying is a fear of progressing. So you have to ask yourself, are you afraid to progress in your leadership? And is that why you're not embracing trial and error? I doubt it, because if you were, you wouldn't be here listening to this episode. However, it's a question to really sit back and contemplate. And maybe there are some things that are coming up for you that maybe there is a piece of that progression in your leadership journey that you are a little bit afraid of. And that is what is preventing you from embracing that trial and error. So really embrace that trial and error. There's so many great lessons that you can learn from just stepping into things, trying them, modifying, making some tweaks and pivots, and then going for it again. All right, strategy number 3. So when you're in that phase of trial and error and things just don't appear to be going your way, strategy number 3 is don't quit. Build from failure. When things don't go the way that you anticipated, reflect on it and get at it again. Failure can cost you time, money, resources, and it can be a shot to your ego. We all believe our ideas will work. That's how we generated the idea in the first place. So when they don't, it's really easy to take it personally. Yet when it doesn't work out or doesn't go the way you intended, that's not a reflection of you, right? That might be something in your actions or something that you needed to learn to be able to gain a piece of knowledge or wisdom or an experience for you to be able to tap into the next thing to build on. You learn amazing insights every time you fail that you can apply then to the next attempt. And if it doesn't work out again, guess what? You've learned more insights that you can then apply to the next attempt. A great stat, and I love to share this with everybody, is Thomas Edison failed 2,774 times before he reached the design for the light bulb. Now, imagine where we'd be today if he gave up. We'd be sitting in dark rooms. We may not even be having this particular conversation, right? The light bulb may not exist at all, or in a way that we see it today. And if you think about the evolution of the light bulb, of where it was when Thomas Edison invented it to where the light bulb is today, even that has been built upon. So imagine, again, where we'd be if he chose to give up. I want you to take that a step further and imagine what you could be missing out on, or what could you be keeping from others if you decide to quit, if you decide to give up on something. You never know when that next step could be the thing that changes your life, changes somebody else's life, has a positive impact on it. And most people give up when they're 3 feet from gold. More than likely, the next action or the next 2 actions are going to get you where it is that you want to go, or allow you to have that breakthrough that will allow you to build on it. So don't give up on you or the others that you are leading. All right, strategy number 4. You need to redefine failure. Everything starts with how we choose to define and see things. And redefining failure is a necessity to success in leadership. As we've been talking about on this podcast, failure is a choice. It's something that you get to decide how it impacts you and what that means. And if you choose to define failure as something that is negative or bad, then it is always going to be that way for you. That is never going to change, no matter how much effort you put into it. On the flip side, if you choose to define failure as a growth opportunity and a necessity to success, again, it will always be that way for you. So why not embrace that more positive mindset? Why not look at failure as, here's a growth opportunity. There's a lesson here that I am meant to learn. There's an experience that I'm meant to go through that is meant to help me be more successful down the road in my leadership journey. Maybe you can't see it today, but in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, when you're looking back, you'll be able to connect those dots and be able to see where that opportunity that you could have defined as a negative from a failure standpoint really actually served you and your goals. So those are my 4 strategies for facing and embracing failure. I want to leave you with the couple last thoughts. Little progress is better than no progress at all. It's all about the small steps that keep you continuously moving forward. Sometimes we feel like we have to make these big, huge leaps, and we're looking for this big, grandiose outcome or result, or how do I need to take this big, huge step in my leadership journey? And in 99% of the situations, it's not the big steps that made the difference. It's the little steps along the way. Failure isn't the end. It's just another stop on your leadership journey, and you're going to make a lot of stops throughout the course of your leadership. Don't fear failure. Fear being just like everybody else. Fear regretting you never went for it. Fear playing small and being remembered for nothing or not much. When you're facing failure, you are embracing experience. So instead of framing things as failure, let's start looking at them through the lens of these are experiences that I'm meant to have in life and in my leadership. I appreciate you tuning in this week and spending some of your time with me again. I hope that you found this episode valuable and that you're going to make the choice today to shift your mindset around failure and start embracing it. Until next time, my fellow leaders, lead with confidence and show up every day as the leader you are striving to be. Thanks for listening to A Leader's Journey podcast. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you're excited to learn more, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and tune in next week for another exciting leadership lesson. I'd love to help you level up your leadership, achieve the goals you desire, and design your unique leadership journey. So click the link in the show notes to schedule a free Level Up Your Leadership session. During this time, we will define where you are in several key areas of leadership, where you desire to be, and how you can level up your leadership. You don't need to do this alone, so let's chat today and get your journey started. Don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn or in the A Leader's Journey community on Facebook and share this episode with another leader so we can all learn and grow together. That's all for this episode, and I'll see you next week. Until then, lead with confidence, show up every day as the leader you are striving to be, and make the decision today to level up your leadership this year.